A long time ago, in the village of Alambe, lived a very wealthy farmer, Akoni. Akoni was married to the love of his life, Ashake, but unfortunately, she died when she was giving birth to their child. Akoni became very sad and promised himself that he would never get married again. After 5 years, he was on his way to the farm one fateful day, and he saw Aduke, a very beautiful maiden. He fell in love with her immediately and made up his mind to marry her. He approached Aduke and showered her with a lot of gifts. And before long, Aduke decided she was going to marry him. They got married in a very lavish wedding, and Aduke went home. Even though Akoni was much older than her, yet he gave her all the love and the freedom that she needed. He took great care of her aged parents. He also established big businesses for her two brothers. He set up a heavy and expensive beaded shop for one of the brothers and a fabric shop for the other one. With all this, Aduke was still not satisfied. She was always complaining that he was not doing enough. Before long, Aduke started to cheat on him and sleep around with younger boys in the community. After a while, she got pregnant and her husband was so happy. Thank God, he has finally remembered us. After 5 years, he said. Remember who? Aduke asked him. Who are the us? She got up and began to pack her clothes inside a bag. Look here, Mr. Husband, this baby is not yours, so it belongs to someone else. But wait, oh. Did you ever think that I would give birth to a child for an old man like you? She mocked him. And before long, she packed all her clothes and moved out of the house. Akoni was sad. He cried bitterly. Why am I so unfortunate? Why have the gods decided to punish me by making me without a wife and also without a child? He decided to move on and accept his fate. One day, on his way to the farm, he saw Aduke heavily pregnant with her newfound husband walking down the road. Ha! See this impotent man, they both shouted and began to make mockery of him, with Aduke flaunting her pregnancy and rubbing it in his presence. Before long, the villagers gathered and they began to laugh at Akoni. Akoni felt sad and embarrassed. He went home with tears. This became Aduke's constant habit. Anytime she sees Akoni on the road, she will laugh at him, make mockery of him and call him an impotent man. I will make them feel my pain too, he said one day. He went to his house, bent down over the bed and pulled a small box from under his bed. It was a gift from his grandfather, who was the strongest native doctor in his time. And when his grandfather was dying, on his dying bed, he called Akoni his first grandson and gave him the box. Whatever you ask the cowries inside this box to do, it will do for you, his grandfather said. But you can only use it once. This is that once, Akoni said with tears rolling down his cheeks. With this once, I will revenge. I will make Aduke and her new husband feel this pain and the shame that I am going through. He held the cowries in his hands. Oh cowries, oh cowries, oh cowries, blow this shame away. Blow Aduke's pregnancy away and let her feel the pain and the shame that she has caused me, Akoni instructed the cowries. Few hours later, as Aduke was shopping in the market, her stomach began to rumble and she felt bloated, as if there was so much gas in her stomach and she needed to fart. Standing right in the center of the market, she began to fart uncontrollably, as it was so strong and she could not hold herself. Unfortunately, as she farted, the smell filled the entire market and everybody began to hold their nose. But that wasn't the surprising thing. With every gas that Aduke released from her stomach, her pregnancy kept on deflating. Surprisingly, Aduke was farting her pregnancy away. The market women were shocked. They had never seen such a thing before. They began to whisper, "How can somebody fart a pregnancy away? She must be a witch." Immediately Aduke heard this, she began to run home, and the market women followed her, running behind her, holding her nose, as the fart smelled terribly. As soon as her husband saw her running towards their hut, and he noticed that her pregnancy had disappeared, he ran into the house and locked the door. He came out later to see if what he saw was truly what was happening. He saw his wife standing in front of him. The whole place was filled with white smoke as Aduke was farting, and her pregnancy had disappeared. Her stomach was completely flat. Everyone was shocked and they began to mock her, calling her all sorts of names. "You are a witch. You have eaten your new baby. You are a witch," they kept on calling her. Her new husband ran inside and brought out all her clothes and sent her away. "I cannot marry you. I cannot be married to a witch. What did you do to my pregnancy?" "I don't know, my husband." Aduke kept on crying. "You don't know. You are a witch. You have eaten this pregnancy. Leave this place immediately," he ordered her. Out of shame, Aduke carried her bags on her head, crying, and she returned to her father's house. The news of her farting pregnancy had gotten to her father's house before her. They couldn't throw her away. She was their daughter. "Aduke, we warned you. We told you to stay faithful so that you can remain in your husband's house. Now you have brought shame to yourself and you have given this family a bad name. The woman who farted her pregnancy away, that is what everybody will remember you with in this entire village." No man ever came back to marry Aduke. She remained in her father's house till old age.